Linda Otto, and I'm the Program Manager for Willow Park Ecology Centre, and this Hungry Hollow Project Collaborative, I'm the Project Coordinator. We're having a community volunteer day to do some physical work, manually removing some of the invasive species in the Hungry Hollow ravine along Silver Creek, just west of Mountain View Road. This area was recognized as an important place to do some habitat restoration by Credit Valley Conservation, and the project has been brought together by 7 key collaborators: Credit Valley Conservation, Willow Park Ecology Centre, the town of Halton Hills, Save Our Ravines, and Victorious, which is an arm of Power, protect our water and environmental resources. That's about 5 of the key players. And the project got some seed money from the Ministry of Natural Resources to do removal of a very thick area of buckthorn, which there's no other way to remove it but to cut it out and to do replacement plantings, so this year we'll cut down those buckthorn, and next year we would do some plantings of species that are native to the area. This map shows the zones of the buckthorn, more buckthorn growth. So these areas here that are labeled as zones, these are target areas for buckthorn removal. And this is the area we're preserving by removing the buckthorn, core native forest. And over here we have some wetland areas that we want to also preserve and not have the buckthorn in. We're removing the buckthorn because a species that was brought here from Europe about 150 years ago. So when there's no known animals that eat it or threat to the species, so it's become very successful. And so it's moving into natural areas and taking over, and it doesn't provide habitat the same way as the native tree species, and also the berries are a laxative for birds, so it also doesn't provide food for the birds. So removing those will help the intact forests continue to be intact for wildlife ongoing, and it also helps protect the waterways, Silver Creek and Credit River.
My name is Diane Watkins, and I am Program Director for Power, Protect Our Water and Environmental Resources, Victorious Invasive Species Program. We are basically here today as part of the collaborative led by Willow Park Ecology Centre to get the buckthorn out of this area. And it's our little tiny piece of a much bigger buckthorn problem in the park here. Okay, well, luckily it is one that's not terribly dangerous. The thorn is your major concern. And so basically what you want to do is try to get it before it matures enough to bear fruit if it's a female that will generate berries. The very smallest seedlings are distinctly different looking leaves, and I would have to kind of share a resource because I don't have a picture of the very smallest ones on me, but that would be the point where you wanted to get it. You'd want to recognize it in a neighbor's yard and talk to them and just try to stop it from ever showing up on your property. If you see it off the back fence, maybe just make sure that it's like not ever going to drop any material into your yard. So with poison ivy, the leaf goes up the middle of the stem and the veins go right out to the margin. If this was a trillium, the leaves would all start right there. They'd be more evenly spread around the stem. One of the coolest things is that in the same ecosystem, there's a native plant called jewelweed, and the juices in the stem will break up the oils in the poison ivy. Yeah. And it's handy that they grow close together. And so if you find like a wet spot in the sun, you'll normally, if there's poison ivy nearby, you're probably going to find the jewelweed in the wet sunny spot. Yeah. And then if you're close enough to a kitchen that has dish soap, don't bother the jewelweed, just soap it up.
To help remove invasive species, probably the best way would be to go to Willow Park's website, willowparkecology.ca, and we have volunteer dates posted there, and either way there's contact information there. You can email us at wpec@willowparkecology.ca, and that's a good way to make first contact. We will